Let's solve this trig equation with a calculator. We're looking for two solutions, and we're going to get two solutions because our range is so wide, between 0 and 360 degrees. That's a whole rotation around the unit circle from where cosine is negative 0.28. So one thing is I always like to think of is, where is this happening? Where is cosine negative? So the first thing I'm going to think about is my all-star trig class. And cosine is positive here and here. So I know I'm going to be in quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. That explains why I'm going to get two solutions. So that's just something to keep in mind right now. So let's just find out what theta is first. Let's see what our calculator tells us theta is. So we know how to do this with the calculator. To solve, to get rid of the cosine, you have to inverse cosine both sides. And that will give us our starting point on this question. So make sure you're in degree mode. Grab the calculator. I already did this because I screwed up on the last video. So you'll see that in the blooper reel soon to be published. So we have cosine inverse of negative 0.28 is 106.26 degrees. 106.26. So here's where this is going to help us out. 106 really makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to graph both solutions. The first one's going to be in quadrant 2. 106, that makes sense, of course, because that's 90. So this is 106. So that is definitely one solution. The second solution is in quadrant 3. Now, the big thing with this 106 is we're going to put this in quadrant 3, but this angle must also have that base of 106 degrees. So if you think about it, and we're going to measure it from here to here, because it has to be a positive angle. So whatever this is the second answer. But we already know that this is 106 degrees. So this angle must make the exact same angle with the x-axis. It's obviously not this blue angle. It's just this 106 going this way. Do you see how that's the exact same size? This green angle I just wrote is the exact same size as this red one. So it's still 106. But when we measure these angles, that's actually negative 106. When we measure these angles, since we're positive, we have to measure them this way. So this blue angle is the answer. But I know that, so that blue angle is the answer, but I know from here to here is 106. And one whole way around would be 360. So this green angle that I'm looking for is exactly 106.26 less than 360, because the whole way around it has to add up to 360. So I'm going to subtract those really quickly, 106.26, and I got 253. So that big blue angle is 253.74. So the 106.26 was obvious. That's what the calculator gave us. I'm going to check this 253.74 really quickly. So the cosine of 253.74 better be negative 0.28. So cosine of 253.74. I did round a little bit these decimals, so it's not going to be exactly negative 0.28, but it better be pretty darn close, and it is pretty darn close. So we're good to go. Let's look at those answers again. The two solutions are 106.2 degrees and 253.74 degrees. Those are the two solutions between 0 and 360. So there's a couple more I'm going to show you. They're going to be in separate videos so it doesn't get too long. So if you want more examples, stay tuned for those. I'll see you then.